Welcome, respected friends. Today we will be beginning the study of our first khanda of first chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, as we have already tried our best to study and understand what is there in the Mangalacharana Shloka by Adi Shankara Bhagavan and what is the meaning of the Shanti Mantra and its utility and power. So beautiful it was. We took good time to study it thoroughly. Then we have exhaustively seen our Sambandha Bhashya. In that Sambandha Bhashya, very, very profound, the position of karma, position of upasana, position of jnana are very crystal clearly revealed to our intellects by Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara, which is very essential in general for the entire life, in particular while studying Upanishads, this particular Upanishad. Because in the beginning itself, karma sahita upasana is told exhaustively. So, with our conditioned, biased intellect, we should not misunderstand the gurus and the shastras and sadhanas. We have to be open and we have to be ready to listen to the various purposes and standpoints revealed to us by the great gurus. So here, this is how the Shruti Mata, the Chandogya Upanishad, is guiding us. How this guidance is perfect, correct, and useful to me. In that way, my thinking or our thinking should be. Bhagavan Adi Shankara's Bhashya works in that way. दुस्तर्कात् सुविरम्यतां श्रुतिमतस्तर्कोनुसन्धीयताम्. So let all our tarka or logic or thinking or examples or understandings be always to understand and accept what Shruti Mata said is right at that place. Shruti Mata never goes wrong. She is the final authority and only support for us. If we deny the Shruti Mata and the Guru Vachana, we only understand, accept the proposals of our own mind intellect. So too about the proposals and suggestions of the worldly beings around. That will only take us away from the truth, which is the most difficult danger. So let us see today the Saramsha of the Prathama Khanda, and one by one mantra we will chant, we will study. May entire Chandogya Upanishad, Guru Parampara, Samaveda, Rishi Parampara, Veda Rishis, the Guru Tattva, Parabrahma Sakshat, our Ishta Devatas, may all of them bless us in this endeavor. Right, friends? Along with our Upanishadic study, we'll also have our Vedic chanting, mantra dhyanam, then a common sense thought. All of them help us in getting the empowerment, guidance, blessings from the Parabrahma Ishvara Jagannatha, Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana. So to unambiguously, with clear understanding, may we evolve in our personality to be fit for the spiritual unfoldment as well as serving the world in the Adhyatmika Kshetra. So many people are there to serve the world in so many fields. We need more and more people to serve in spiritual field. All other fields servings won't give the final satisfaction, contentment, because they are all about the finite, limited things. Only spirituality has, though it takes time, it takes efforts, it takes a lot of understanding, sacrifices, but that alone is the giver of final redemption. Nothing else. Because of this understanding, We serve the world spiritually only. Occasionally, as per the timings and required, other services also, whatever are in our reach, in our capacity. We are beginning here, friends. Welcome. You are wonderful. Your hearts are wonderful. Your entire personality. So excellent that the Gurus have chosen to give this Brahma Vidya. Let us receive. Om. 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 ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृति सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्चलतः अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदेशाक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः सामवेद आचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहाससन्तवाङ्मयोक्त साध्यसाधनानुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्तऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवतादर्शनानुग्रहानुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्तिविश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य शाश्वत रूपेण वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये सामवेदान्तर्गत छान्दोग्योपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य सहित अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओमथ सामवेदान्तर्गत छान्दोग्योपनिषद पूज्याद्य शंकर भगवत्पाद दत्त Mangalacharana Shlokaha 3 times. Om Satchidananda Sandraya Sarvatitaya Sakshine Namah Shri Deshikendraya Shivaya Shivaghatine Om Satchidananda Sandraya Sarvatitaya Sakshine Namah Shri Deshikendraya Shivaya Shivaghatine Om Satchidananda Sandraya सर्वातीताय साक्षिणे नमः श्री देशिकेन्द्राय शिवाय शिवघातिने अथ शांति मंत्रः उपनिषदः वेदस्य ओम 3 times ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अतो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. This sloka, every mantra, every line has to be meditatingly chanted while feeling for the meaning and seeing how much of that meaning we have applied in our life. That chanting helps us. Mechanical chanting without knowing the meaning, without doing that minimum sadhana of doing sankalpa that what is said in this mantra, I will definitely practice. This mantra ucharana won't give us full benefit. Mere chanting of it has its own benefits, but not the best benefit. ओमाप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रम् अथो बलम् इन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते ये उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ओम शांति शांति शांति. In the Sambandha Bhashyam, we have seen the Jnanadevatu Moksham. Advaita Atma Vijnanad Anyatra Na Atyantiki Nishreyasa Prapti. How much we have contemplated on this, having heard, how much we have understood and got convinced. These are the essential things we have to mind while studying the Upanishads or any Shastras. Towards the end, we have, though only through Brahma Vidya the moksha comes, Upanishad is meant to teach Brahma Vidya only. Yet the Upanishads like Shvetashvatara, Chandogya, Upadharanyaka, last three are so kind, compassionate. Unlike the other Upanishads ruthlessly tell Brahma Vidya. What about the Yogyata for Brahma Vidya? I don't know. You somewhere gain it and come here. Then we will give you Brahma Vidya. That's how they are straightforward. They won't tell other things. But these three Upanishads, Shvetashvara, Chandogya, Upadharanyaka, are extra kind and compassionate. That they give all the upasanas, etc., with which we become qualified for Brahma Vidya. That is why the bulkiness of them. And in this Upanishad, so many details are revealed to us regarding the cosmos, the universe, the things happening at the samashti level, veshti level, so that our understanding also becoming comprehensive along with our pursuit of Brahma Vidya. That is the kindness of this Chandogya Rishis, Upanishad Rishis. So the last paragraph, if we see it and then enter into the Upanishads as such to study, interestingly, goal is Brahma Prapti and Moksha, means is Brahma Vidya, Yogyata is the Antakarana Shuddhi, achieved through Upasana. Upasana cannot be without karma, or we are habituated to karma. Suddenly, if we are told to leave the karma, we get flabbergasted, disturbed, uh, or we may even become lazy. Therefore, karma sahita upasanas for the antakarana shuddhi, giving us qualification for the Brahma Vidya pursuit. In this, so many crucial things already we have discussed. In the Upasana, if we are stuck up at that level, we still maintain the Dvaita. In the karma, if we are stuck up, how much ever holy, glorious, wonderful they are, still we get the karma phalas, which are external, which are limited, which are endful, which are not the givers of moksha. Yet we cannot avoid the karma, yet we cannot avoid the upasana. Yet we have to, at one point or the other, rise above them and seek the eternal through the Brahma Vidya pursuit. These things, when we hear through ears, should go into our intellect for our analysis and understanding, should enter into our heart for the acceptance of them. And then, with all the committed feelings of the mind, we have to be living life like that. Okay. So, we are reading this last paragraph. Tani etani upasanani sattva shuddhi karatvena vastu tattva avabhasakatvat. Sattva shuddhi karatvena vastu tattva avabhasakatvat. By doing the shuddhikaranam of our sattva, that is antakarana, these upasanas help us in the avabhasanam, the understanding, the sadhana, and the anubhuti of the vastu, the Brahma vastu. So here the central point is important, sattva shuddhi. So without the sattva shuddhi, we will not come to Upanishad study, we will not do the manana chintana of that, we cannot meditate, we cannot realize Brahman and get moksha. And that sattva shuddhi karatva is there in upasana. Upasanas do the sattva shuddhi. When it is said upasanas do the sattva shuddhi, here every time, everything, every mother and father, every teacher, every guru, every friend, everything they want to tell. Because the limitation of time, the limitation of language, we have to use our intellect to understand the other essential things which are unsaid, which are not overlooked, but in the hurry of the telling, those things maybe they take it for granted that we understand. Here, one of the example. What is that? Upasanas give us sattva shuddhi. With sattva shuddhi, the vastu prapti we can achieve. So when we say upasanas gives the sattva shuddhi, means what? It has something extra for us to understand more than what is said. What is that? Do the upasanas for the sattva shuddhi. Otherwise, the upasanas have the other purpose and other possibility of giving us the upasana phala of the worldly things. So therefore, though the direct sentence is upasanas will give sattva shuddhi, the additional understanding is we have to do definitely upasanas, and upasanas have to be done only for sattva shuddhi, not for any bahya jagat vastu prapti. That thing is not said, but we have to understand it. अपने आप सत्व शुद्धि नहीं करते उपासनाएं, फिर सत्व शुद्धि के लिए करते हैं तो करते. If not, that upasana phala will be the other loka prapti, etc. So in that the upasana phala is exhausted, or upasana's effect is exhausted. So the upasanas do the sattva shuddhi means we have to see that we do the upasanas for sattva shuddhi. Therefore, in our sankalpa, O Narayana Paramatma, I am doing your upasana for my antakarana shuddhi, so that I become qualified for the Brahma Vastu Prapti. That clarity we have to have in our sankalpa, in our while doing the upasana. So that is the meaning of first. Tani etani upasanani sattva shuddhi karatvena means when we use them for sattva shuddhi, then they will do the sattva shuddhi. By doing the shuddhi of our sattva or antakarana, what is antakarana shuddhi? No rajoguna of the distractions of kshipta vikshiptata, no tamoguna of the muda bhumika, and sattva guna not misused for collecting the otherworldly information. Sattva is there. Many good people are there in this world. Not that everybody Rajoguni, Kami, Krodhi and Tamoguni, lazy fellow with Dushta Gunas. No. There are very many noble people with Sattva Guna. But what they are using that Sattva Guna for? Anything for which the Sattva Guna used, if not for the Tattva, then that is not rightly utilized. Used but not for the best purpose. Therefore, tani etani upasanani sattva shuddhi karatvena vastu tattva avabhasakatvat. They are the ones which help us in the avabhasanam, in the realization of the vastu tattva, the reality. So, in the reality realization, the three stages are first coming to the satsanga of the Upanishads, where the vastu is taught, listening very carefully. This is the first vastu tattva vasanam. Second is with our mananam chintanam, we are very clear about the presence of that vastu without any doubt. And in that vastu prapti only there is mukti. This is a second avabhasanam. Third is therefore spending the sufficient time in our own inner nididhyasana prakriya, where the avastu, the anatma is rejected. The vastu, the atma vastu is continuously entertained or substantiated or meditated or identified with. Then, in the maturity of this sadhana, then the anubhuti happens of I am that Brahman, that is called as Vastu Tattva Avasana. Because of this purpose of Vastu Tattva Avasakatva, by the Antakarna Shuddhikaratva, by these upasanas, therefore these upasanas are respected and revered and added in the Upanishad, whose actual purpose is Advaita Tattva. Therefore, tani etani upasanani sattva shuddhi karatvena वस्तु अवभासकत्वात् क्या किया है वहां उपनिषद ने वस्तु अवभासकत्वात् अद्वैत ज्ञान उपकारकाणी therefore they are the upakarakas for the advaita jnana. Again everything we have to go back and restudy. Only when the upasanas are done for the antakarana shuddhi, only the antakarana shuddhi utilized for vastu prapti, that vastu prapti will happen to us, then only there moksha. Everywhere conditions apply. If the goal itself is not the vastu, there we have done a mistake. If we have not got the antakarana shuddhi, then again the mistake. If we are not doing the upasanas for antakarana shuddhi, or doing them for some other purpose, then also there is mistake. Therefore, everywhere we have to be very clear. So, vastu tattva avasakatvat advaita jnana upakarakani. Therefore, they are the upakarakas for gaining us, for us to gain the Advaita Jnana, the moksha. This is one reason because of which the upasanas are told in this Upanishad extensively, exhaustively. Second point is what? Alambana Vishayatvat Susadhyani. In pure Brahman, there are no alambana. We have to keep on dropping, not holding. In the upasana, there is alambana given for us to hold, for our mind to hold. Then there is a feeling of doing something and some security, some safety is felt, that fear is not there. And for a long period of time, toward the end, even that alambana upasana also will drop, because I am pursuing that Brahman, which is the alambana of everything, which doesn't need any alamban. That is a very greatest position of the reality at the highest level that we do. But before that, at our initial level of sadhanas, even middle level, even to the greater level, to keep on holding on to an alambana. One alambana is required. So, alambanatvat susadhyani. Okay? Alambana vishayatvat susadhyani. Cha iti, because of these two reasons. Through Antakarana Shuddhi, they facilitate for us to have the Advaita Paramatma Anubhuti. Second, the Upasanas supply with the support or the alambana with which the sadhana becomes easier. Iti purva upanyasyante. That is why before the Brahma Vidya is taught in advance, these upasanas are exhaustively taught in this Upanishad. In sadhana also, we have to follow the same. See, you and I are studying one after other Upanishads and doing no sadhana. But in the Upanishad period, ऐसे नहीं थे कि when the Ishavasa is taught, Kena is not taught, Kena is taught, Kata is not taught. Only one Upanishad is taught. Through that they realize. That's it. They are not academicians like us just to gather information. They were sadhakas. If the Chandogya is taken up for study, that is studied and also sadhana followed that only. Exactly what is said in that. Then through that, the Chandogya Upanishad used to guide them for the moksha. हम सब पढ़ते हैं, कुछ करते नहीं, कुछ करते नहीं इसलिए पढ़ते हैं. We are a very typical type, very interesting. But a day will come where we decide to do sadhana also. So that is how purvameva upanyasyante. Okay, so jnana is the means by which the Brahman is realized in moksha. Upasanas by giving antakarana shuddhi and by helping us, easing our sadhana by providing the alambana, they help us. Therefore, they are told in this Upanishad, Purvam. What about the karma? Another thing. Tatra karmabhyasasya drudikrutatvat. All of us are drudha in our karma abhyas. Something or the other karma we have to keep on doing only. We cannot be without karma. Some 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, today, out of our excessive laziness as well as maybe exhausted in various karma, if we are told to take rest without doing anything, we can do. Take rest, doing anything without doing. Only max 2 days, 3 days. After that, if your hands and legs are bound and we are told not to go anywhere, not do anything, we become mad only. Because naikaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtari akarma kurtu. Human being cannot be without doing karma even for a moment. Because the karma action is insignia of life and it is a habit in us. That is why tatra karma abhyasasya drudikrutatvat means we have the abhyas of doing karma drudarupena from many lives and in this life also. Therefore, karma parityagena, giving up the karma, upasana eva, doing only to upasana, dukkham cha, dukkham, very difficult. Cheta samarpanam kartumiti. That upasana in which the chitta is samarpita to the upasya devata is very difficult and very giver of dukkha because of the drudha karma abhyasa we had so far. That is why iti karma anga vishayameva tavat adau upasana upanyasyate. Therefore, in the beginning, upasana whose anga is karma, that is told. Therefore, jnana ka anga upasana, upasana ka anga karma. So the karma facilitates the upasanas give antakarana shuddhi and facilitate for us for the vastu tattva avabhasanam, for the advaita jnana prapti. Why that advaita adhisthana jnana prapti? Because that alone being infinite, birthless, changeless, deathless, we get the liberation from all these finitudes, the births, the changes, the deaths. They're all the bondages. They're all the ones which are giving misery. In that Atmavastu, these misery giving things are not there. Therefore, we are freed, mukta from all these miseries. Misery is called bondages. दुख ही बंधन है. और इन सब चीजों से दुख होता है. और दुख ये सब चीजें उस आत्मा में नहीं है. Therefore, the Atma is not only the dukkha rahita, it is all sukha inclusive also. That is why that has to be the goal. So that Brahma Prapti Hetu for Antakarana Shuddhi, Upasana. And for the Upasana Angarupena, the karma is taught to us. So this is how our minds are tuned to the Upanishad, prepared well in advance. With this, now we can take initiative to study the Pratama Adhyaya, Pratamaha Khanda. So 8 chapters. In every chapter, so many khandas, and in each of the khanda, so many mantras. So the Samaveda, in that the Chandogya Upanishad, in that among the 8 chapters, the first chapter, in that among the 13 khandas, 1 3, the first khanda we have to begin of the study. In this first khanda of the Chandogya Upanishad, of the first chapter, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mantras. And these are all talking about Upasana. Upasana of what? Pranava Upasana. Omkara Upasana. Let me prepare your minds in advance. So the Omkara Upasana, Pranava Upasana is told for us. For Antakarana Shuddhi. After that, we transcend that Upasana. We only pursue the Tattvamasi, which will be told to us in the 6th chapter. So we should know any such karma and upasana we begin, they have a purpose. Once that purpose is achieved, we have to rise above that. Don't get stuck up anywhere. As sacred the Omkara Upasana is, therefore, with so much dedication, devotion we have to do to yield the result of Antakarana Shuddhi, so much at higher level, we have to only contemplate on the reality, going beyond even this Upasana. Doesn't mean give it up. It goes on as one track to push us, to keep us always Shuddha in our Antakarana, but we should take up the higher project of the Tattva Chintana. Because only in that Tattva Chintana, Tattva Darshana happens. In the Tattva Darshana or Anubhuti only, there is moksha. So, this Chandogya Upanishad, it has got the first chapter, first khanda, 10 mantras, Udgeetha Upasana. So, therefore, you can call it as the Udgeetha Vidya or Udgeetha Upasana or Udgeetha Upasana Vidya. Udgeetha means Omkaram. Omkaram is called as Udgeetha here. What is Udgeetha? Don't get confused. In the beginning only we are clarifying it. Okay. In this, to begin with, in the very first mantra, the Shruti Mata tells us ki do the upasana of Omkara. Udgeetha ka upasana karo. Perhaps in a lot lakara, she will tell as an adesha, out of love and compassion. Because in the initial days, we come with that humbleness and surrender. So easy for us to receive the आदेश. Therefore शुरू में ऑर्डर दिए जाते, बाद में हम भी थोड़ा चढ़ जाता है ना दिमाग में, then we start questioning. In the beginning we don't question, we just obey. Therefore Shruti Mata is telling us, doing the आदेश as if of doing the Omkara Upasana. That's how the Omkara Upasana Upakramana starts. Then the second mantra mein, one by one things are taken up. Then for this one, this second one is saram. For the second, third is saram. Third, the fourth is saram. In this way, finally we are taken to that understanding that the Omkara is sara for everything. That is why we have to do the upasana of Omkara. Therefore, do the upasana of the Omkara. Second mantra, we are guided in that. Then, in the third one, we always seek the rasa, joy, rasa, the taste. In this third mantra of Master Khanda, among all the rasas, the Udgeetha rasa, Omkaropasana rasa, is Utkrushta and Shrestha and greatest. That is taught to us, we have to receive it. Then our desire to do the Omkara Upasana grows and we have to do it. Okay. Then in the fourth of the mantra, the ruchas of the Rigveda, the mantras of the Samaveda, their sambandha is told. And then their togetherness is brought by the pranama, the omkara. Therefore, the omkara is so helpful. Do its upasana. Pranama upasana, omkara upasana, udgita upasana. Then the fifth mantra, right from the beginning, all the Vedic chantings, the Samagana chantings, variety of the Yajna karmas, whatever they are done, they begin with Pranama only. That is how revealed to the Rishis primordial by the reality. They, without doubt or question, they accepted, they went on doing, they were always blessed. Therefore, that authority of Shastras are given that the Pranava Upcharana Sehi, all auspicious works start. Again, therefore, you have to do the Pranava Upasana. That means what? In the first Khanda, why we have to do the Udgita Upasana? While explaining to that, explaining to us that thing, we are inspired to do, to take up the Omkara Alambana for the Upasana of our Chitta Shuddhi, for Chitta Shuddhi. In Vedic Kala, Omkara was a support. Later on, we have other supports. And with this study of Pranava Omkara in this entire first chapter of the 13 Khandas, our all doubts regarding the glory and value of Omkara, they will be clarified and we are informed as well as inspired. After listening to this, understanding this, and now don't again ask anyone or get confused by when somebody says, therefore Omkar ka upasana nahi karna. Somebody he finds somewhere something and he tells. They say don't do the Omkara upasana because Omkara leads to Vairagya. When you remember Rama and Krishna, you remember all the Bhoga Vastus. So you ask Rama, Krishna, they only. Remembering Krishna and Rama and asking for moksha doesn't look matching. When you ask Krishna, remember Krishna Rama, you only ask for the dukkha removal, the sukha prapti, the bhoga bhagya, the comforts, that my wife should listen to me, my husband should listen to me, whether your wife listen to you or not. We ask that only. But in Omkara, we can't ask all of that. We will ask only the moksha. And these people who give lecture, everybody is not Vairagi, na? Satsang bolne wale. Everybody not Brahma Jignasu. They are good speakers. They studied Shastras. They are good people. But not necessarily that they are inclined to the moksha giving Brahma Vidya. And seeing the majority of the audience, they address them. Don't say Omkara, say Om Namah Shivaya or Om Namo Narayana. It is not for you and me. We are studying Brahma Vidya. We are studying Upanishads. We need not go and listen to those things and get misguided or doubtful or confused. We are seekers of Brahman, eternal reality. Na? We are not seekers of the worldly things. So we have no fear at all. And for us, only Omkara Upasana, not Krishna and Ram. Karo unka bhi, but this is higher than every one of them. This is Vedic. Nothing supersedes Veda. So in Gita, how many places Krishna says, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu? I am the Omkara in the Vedas. I am the Omkara in the Vedas is his way of saying. But we have to understand the other way around. Om only expressed as Krishna or Rama and Shiva and all. Om is powerful than them, more powerful than them. Om was before even them. From the Om they came. That way we have to make our intellects understand to take up the Omkara Alambana. As per this Upanishad, we are studying this. We have to follow the sadhana. Our problem is, this thing clearly we don't listen. Other things we listen and confuse this. And always questions, doubts, more than doing things practically. All those limitations we have to sort out. In the same way, in the sixth mantra, we will be told all the Yagnikas, Purohitas, starting with the chanting of Omkara only, all their Yajna Vidhanas, they do it. Why? Because that Om Ucharana makes every of those Yajna Karmas Pavitra. Yajna Karmas powerful and fruitful. They do it. That's how another substantiation of why we should do Udgita Upasana, Omkara Upasana. है कि नहीं? By the way, what is Upasana, Pujita Vichara? कि Upa Samipe Asana seated. Always we are near the Omkara, Om is near to us. So that nearness starts with the chanting with the mouth. Then the nearness becomes more subtler when that Omkara is chanted in our mind. And more nearness is when the Omkara is chanted at the heart level. Thus, always Om Ucharana is going on in our Hridaya. In that effort, all other unwanted vrittis, sankalpas, they get burned, they get roasted only. That is called as Antakarana Shuddhi achieved through Om. है ना? Those days, children, students go to the Guru with fresh mind. To be fresh mind means no biasnesses, no preconceived notions. They were, अरे बच्चे लोग ओंकार उपासना करो. They have no doubt they do it. But just to substantiate, Guru gives these examples. Why home is great. But our minds are preconceived by so many other ideas. Na daso guruon ko pakad pad ke we go on asking. One guru says bolo Krishna, one was bolo Ram, another says bolo Jai Mata Di. With so much of data, we are confused. Bhai Krishna kahu, Ram kahu, Om kahu. You understand how our preconceived notions condition our understandings. Those students have no conditioning. Fresh they went to Guru. Guru ने highest आलम्बनम ओंकारम दे दिया. Okay. Then in the seventh mantra, we will be told that ki know the power of upasana as said in the above, power of onkara as said in the above mantras, and consciously do the onkara upasana and jodo that onkara with every of the karma. Those karmas give higher results. Onkara yukta karma will give higher results. How? The Bhashyakara will tell, we will study. We are only saying in this first 10 mantras, the first khanda, what are contained. So also, see, all these outer karmas, whatever we do, even the upasana karmas, with the clear understanding when we do, they will yield better results. With understanding, we can do them perfectly. That is why all the understanding is about the glory of Omkara we are telling you. And then the Omkara is the one which is the giver of permission, which is the giver of what you call consent. It is a hint for the Mangalata. Because of these reasons also, the Omkara gives us the Samruddha Shubha Phala. That is why do the Udgita Upasana, Omkara Upasana. And then in that way, final mantra में कहते हैं, the glory of Omkara is infinite. Power of Omkara, Pranava Tattva is infinite. Therefore, the ones who do the Upasana of Omkara for Antakarana Shuddhi, followed by the Tattva Jignasa, he really becomes qualified for Tattva Jignasa, that is assured. But en route, he is blessed with all the outer comforts and conveniences also. This is how the 10 mantras of this first khanda guide us. Then, now after doing this, how we do is every day the entire first khanda we will chant so that we become familiar with. Let me see, we will start. Everything is experimentation. What works out as the Lord decides, that we will adopt. So today being the first day, all the 10 mantras of the Prathama Khanda we chant so that you feel it. हाँ हमने chant किया. Then the Prathama mantra, understanding and Bhashya say understanding, we will try. This is what is done in the class. What is done in the class? You can leave it here only and forget everything, or you can spend some time in contemplating to understand more clearly, deeply what we have discussed here. That's how we gain the knowledge, and if you want, we can own the knowledge, and if you want, we can use the knowledge, then we can grow. If you don't want, who can help you? Who can force? It is I who should want to gain the knowledge. I who should want to use the knowledge. And I who should want to grow through this knowledge by practicing. Done? Om Atha Samavedantargata Chandogyopanishad Prathamodhyaya Prathamaha Khandaha Parayanam. I will chant, you listen. Thereafter, every day, whichever the mantra we are studying, that will make you repeat it so that you can get familiar about it. Right? Om Atha Pratamaha Khandaha Prathamo Mantraha Om Om Ityetadaksharam Udgeetham Upasita Om iti hi udgayati. Tasya upavyakhyanam. This is the first mantra over. Second mantra. Esham bhutanam pruthivirasah. Prithivya aporasah. Apam oshadhayorasah. Oshadhinam purusho पुरुषस्य वाक् रसः वाचः ऋक् रसः रुचः सामः रसः साम्नः उद्गीथो रसः. Therefore, the Udgita is the highest of the rasa. All this we have to tell with our intellect to our mind and encourage the mind to cooperate in doing the upasana of the Omkara or Udgita. And Bhashyakara will tell us how to do all that prakriyas. We will see it. Third mantra. Sa esha rasanagam rasatamaha paramaha parardhyaha ashtamaha ayamudgithaha. Third mantra. Fourth. Katama katamaruka katamat katamat sama katamaha katama udgitaha iti vimrushtam bhavati. Fifth mantra. Vag eva ruko pranah sama om iti etat aksharam udgitaha tadva etat mithunam yad vakcha pranascha rukcha samacha तदेतन्मिथुनम् ॐ इति एतस्मिन् अक्षरे सगं सृज्यते यदा वै मिथुनौ समागच्छत आपयतो वै तौ अन्योन्यस्य कामम्. सेवन्त् मंत्र. आपयिताः वै कामानां भवति य एतद् एवं विद्वान् अक्षरम् उद्गीतम् उपास्ते तद्वा एतद् अनुज्ञा अक्षरं यदि किंच अनुजानाति ओम इति एवा तदा आह एष एव समृद्धिः यत् अनुज्ञा समर्थयिताः वै कामानां भवति य एतदेवं विद्वान् अक्षरम् उद्गीतमुपास्ते तेन इयं त्रयी विद्या वर्तते ओम इति आश्रावयति ओम इति शगंसति ओम इति उद्गायति एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य अपचित्यै महिम्ना रसेन तेन उभौ कुरुतः यः च एतद् एवं वेद यः च न वेद नानातु विद्या च अविद्या च यदेव विद्यया करोति श्रद्धया उपनिषदा तदेव वीर्यवत्तरं भवति इति खलु एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य उपाख्यानं भवति इति प्रथमः खण्डः. So we have to study every mantra and see how much we digest. Whether it's Upanishad, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Gita, Yoga Vasishta, कुछ भी ग्रंथ हो, it is our preparing our mind intellects with their purity, sharpness, subtlety, and our desire and interest to understand what is taught in them, and our due efforts are the ones which first of all give us the understanding about them, the knowledge about them. Then knowing that knowledge, knowing the glory of that knowledge, wanting to again use that knowledge for our sadhana, and doing that sadhana is our next level of maturity. Then, while doing sadhana, so many, whatever the impediments come, in spite of all of them, consistently doing that sadhana again is our next struggle. And that takes us to the Siddhi one day. And our Siddhis are what? Upasana se antakarana shuddhi, with the Shuddha antakarana tattva jignasa, with that the tattva anubhuti and then mukti. Done. So we have done also the chanting of the first adhyaya. First adhyaya, first khanda. We'll take up one by one now. So, yes. Tatra karma abhyasasya dudikrutatvat karma parityagena upasana eva dukkham chetas samarpanam kartum iti karma anga vishayam eva tavad adau upasana upanyasyate. That is why in the beginning the upasana is taught along with the karma as anga. So in this one sentence we missed out we were lazy or inadvertent, that we didn't study it. What is it is? Chetas Samarpanam. Means what? Upasana is that prakriya by which our chitta is samarpita to the upasya. है ना? Like if you are giving a gift or object to somebody, no more it belongs to you. That is the meaning of arpanam, samyak arpanam. It's not yours. So too, our chitta samarpita to the upasya is called upasana. Consequence is, therefore the chitta is not mine anymore for using it for my purpose. So the chitta samarpita to Omkara. That chitta is not available for any worldly thing thereafter. That is why Mayeva Manadatsva, May Buddhim Niveshaya, all of those shlokas in which our chitta, which includes Manabuddhi, chitta in it, and Ahankara, Samarpana of that is called as Upasana, and the result is the Bhakti. Then the Daivanugraha. So, what is Upasana understood? Chetas Samarpanam to the Upasya. What is the purpose of that offering our chitta to the Upasya? The chitta which was distracted in so many ways, which is called as impurity of the chitta, is brought to single pointedness. And earlier, with so many distractions in the chitta, with every of the object or the worldly thing seen, the chitta was also having the respective raga, dvesha, kama, krodha. Now that anekagrata also gone, ekagrata gained because our chitta samarpita to the upasya. And also the impurity is also eliminated because when the point of attention is only on the upasya deva, you cannot have the ragadvesha. Like you go to market, 100 things you see, therefore there is a ragadvesha for the things. You sit at home, you're not going there anywhere. Why will the precipitation happens of ragadvesha? So too, always I am doing the Udgita Upasana, single pointedness is gained as well as the purity also is gained. Why? Because in the Upasana, our chitta is samarpita. Therefore, chitta samarpana yukta upasana alone is upasana. If it is done, the two observations are one, it is becoming ekagra, second is it is no more entertaining any of the raga dvesha. So, to remove the anekagrata and bring it to ekagrata, to remove the ragadvesha and make it shuddha, are these upasanas in which the chitta is samarpita to the upasya. Here the upasya is Omkar, which we are going to study. So, upasana eva dukkham chetas samarpanam kartum iti karma anga vishim eva tavadado upasanam upanyasate. Okay, having done this, now Udgeetha Drushti se Omkar ki upasana. What is taught is Upasana. Upasana of what? Omkara. And what is Omkara called here as Udgeetham? Let us see it in the beginning only the meaning. Udgeetha means, Ut means Utkrushta. Ut means Uttama. है ना? Among all the upasanas, Gana upasana is more powerful. Gita upasana. Among all the Gita, the Utkrushta Ganam is Omkara. Therefore, from this Udgeetha Upasana only, maybe Bhagavad Gita word has come. The Gana of the Lord, the singing by the Lord Himself. Bhagavad Gita means song sung by the Lord. Gita means Gana, Giti, Gitika. So here also Ut means Utkrushta, Ut means Uttama, Gita means Ganam, the best of the song. Song is a support, the best of the support for the Upasana. Many ways you can do the Upasana. The Ganam can be one of the best Upasana. In that best Upasana called as Gana, the best Gana is that of the Omkara. That is the meaning of Udgeetha. That's why the Sadhu Santa always in that Omkara Ucharana they are there. Om, Om, Om. कर करके उनका पूरा नस नस में प्रणव बैठ जाता. Our goal also should be like that. That I will take up the Pranava Upasana, Omkara Upasana, Udgita Upasana, so much that in the Om I am fully drowned, dissolved, and totally disappeared only. That's what thought in Mandukya Upanishad also. All Jagrata dissolved in Akara, Swapna in Ukara, Sushupti in the Makara. Now Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti are gone. Then Akara in Ukara, Ukara is in Makara, Makara in Amatra. The Amatra is the Turiya. This all have to be done. When you do, you will experience that. So in this way, we can commit. Now we are doing the first mantra Ucharana. ओम इति एतत् अक्षरम् उद्गीतम् उद्गीतम् उपासीत उपासीत ओम इति हि उद्गायति उद्गायति तस्य तस्य उपव्याख्यानम् उपव्याख्यानम्. Now twice together. Om ityetadaksharam udgītham upasīta. Om iti hi udgāyati tasya upavyākhyānam. Om ityetadaksharam udgītham upasīta. Om iti hi udgāyati tasya upavyākhyānam. ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति उद्गायति tasya upavyakhyanam. See, the more times we chant, we slowly become familiar with it. Consciously when we chant, then we can feel that joy of chanting the Upanishadic mantras. Then the meaning when revealed, with the meaning we do nothing like that. Okay. And here, today we will see the word meanings. Tomorrow with Bhashyam we study. Here, Om Upasita. This is the main sentence. Om is the first word. Upasita is the last word in the first line. Om Ityed Aksharam Udgita Upasita mein Om Upasita. Upasita means should be done. Upasana should be done. Upasita means Upasana should be done. Om Upasita means of Omkara, the Upasana should be done. Any other thing should I add, sir, along with Om? No need. That is why after Om, the Iti word came. Om Iti Upasita was. Om Iti Upasita has become now a complete sentence. Just to do the Omkara Upasana. Om Iti Upasita. Iti means full stop. और कुछ मत पकड़ो, जरूरत नहीं है. Om Iti Upasita. What is this Om? Om iti etad aksharam. Explanation to this Om is, this is aksharam. Akshara has got two meanings. One is the syllable, second is imperishable. Bhashyakara will tell us. And this is Udgītham. This Omkara is Udgītham. Upasita. So Om we understand, Om. Aksharam we understand because we studied other Upanishads. Upasana we have understood that we have to do the chanting and we offer everything to it. What is Udgītham? That is explained in the second line. Om iti hi udgayati. See, the Samaveda Gayakas. And the Samaveda part karne wale, beginning their Samaveda chanting, they do the chanting of Om loudly first. From the Om only, then all other chantings, words, the Vedas, mantras come. This we studied in Taittiriya, the Upanishad. So Om iti hi udgayati. Why it is called Udgita? Because with all respect and reverence, the Om is what is chanted before every of the Vedas, particularly our this Veda of Samaveda. Samaveda Gayakas are called Udgatas. So, from the time immemorial, from the beginning onwards, our Guru Parampara of the Samaveda started their Samaveda chanting with the Udganam, the loud, wonderful chanting of Om. That is why it is called Udgita. We are familiar with the word Omkara. But Udgita is new to us. Why it is called Udgita? Udgita and Om are same. Udgita because Utkrishtena Uchchaswarena, with respect, it is chanted in the beginning of the chanting of Samaveda by the Samaveda Acharyas. Omiti Udgaya. So Omiti etadaksharam Udgitam Upasita.
So Om Upasita, Om iti Upasita, Om iti Aksharam Upasita, Udgita Upasita. In that Udgita is only what we explained. That is explained in the next line. Ki Om iti Udgayati. Udgayati ataha Udgita. Utkrishtena Gayati. Very loudly, respectfully, invoking the Parabrahma Kripa through the Omkara, the Om is loudly chanted. Because of that loud, respectful reverential chanting, the chanting of Om became Udganam. Therefore, Omkara chanting has become Udgeetha. Therefore, Udgeetha is equal to Om Ucharana or Om chanting or Om Upasana only. So, therefore, Om Upasana only, Udgeetha Upasana. So, Om iti etad aksharam Udgeetham Upasita. Om iti Udgayat. Now, why I have to do the Udgan, Upasana, Omkara? आप तो कह रहे हो मैं करूंगा, फिर भी गुरु महाराज, not a doubt or question you, but to answer my mind for beginning, making a beginning also, or I have importance to so many things already in my mind, surpassing all of them. When I give importance to the Om, then only I can do the Om Upasana. Give me those reasons or techniques with which I can make my mind have understand and accept why the Om is greater than other things. That is why Tasya Upavyakhyanam. Upa means precise, very short, very nearest, closest Vyakhyanam commentary we are giving to you in the next 9 mantras. What is the purpose of all of that? The glory of Omkara is fully understood and accepted. And why is it? To do the Omkara Upasana, Udgita Upasana. And why is it to be done? Antakarana Shuddhi Dwara, Paramatma Prapti, Hetu, it becomes. That's why. Now, therefore, from now onwards, today it is initiated, 14th July 2026. 1407-2026, you are initiated to Omkara Ucharan. Om, Om, Om. Keep on making a number 11 times, 27 times, 108 बार करते रहो पहले, होगा धीरे धीरे जो होना है. Okay, and in this we will be told explanations about the Om, and we already are discussing these upasanas are for Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Shuddhi. With that Shuddha Ekagra Chitta, we have to contemplate on the Brahman to realize it. Omkara Upasana is not the goal. Understood? It's only a in between sadhana for Antakarana Shuddhi. So further, the Bhashya ke saath is mantra ka adhyan karke tomorrow, then we enter into the second, third, fourth. That's how the first kanda, second kanda, 13 kandas we do. That's a one chapter. Like that, we have the 8 chapters. So many wonderful hundreds of upasanas, hundreds of knowledges are revealed. We are so lucky to go through all of them. Let's see how much we receive out of it, the information, the inspiration, the initiation. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. We have made the beginning of study of mantras of the Upanishad. Happy for that. Enjoy it. Thank you. Continue to. Let us do our second, third sadhanas as we do every day in our Sapta Devata Prarthana for Papa Nishkruti. We have done 2 Devatas. First day Agni, then the next 2 days Indra. In continuation of that, today we will be chanting the mantras of the ATHARVANA Veda to invoke the grace of Vayu. More important, because Vayu only becomes Prana, Vayu only makes all our faculties activated. Our Vayu Devata is very much there. We can Pray to him, ask him to remove all the papa vrittis, papa karma, papa plannings, everything from our life. उस ट्रैक में जाना ही नहीं बस. वो गली में जहाँ पाप होता है उस तरफ हम नजर भी नहीं रखना. Our life should become so immaculate and pure. First, for our own satisfaction and joy. Second, we are no more liability to the world. Third one is what? We become qualified for all our higher spiritual pursuits. Any doubt? So, Vayu Devatas mantra. I think it is 25th Suktam of the fourth or fifth Anuvaka of the fourth Kanda. We are studying chanting Atharvana Veda. It has got 9 or 13 kandams. In each kanda there are plenty of anuvakas. Each of the anuvaka there are so many suktams. Each sukta has so many mantras. So 25th we are going to chant today. Indra is over yesterday, Vayu today. So fourth kanda, fifth anuvaka, 25th sukta. So Veda is Atharvana Veda. Kanda is fourth one. In that Anuvaka is fifth. In that Sukta Sankhya 25. Here also the Mrugara is the Rishi, Vayu is the Devata and Savita. Surya or Vayu दोनों को यहाँ मिला रहे. Some mantras for Surya, some for Savita, some are for both of them. 7 mantras are there. So here also the Vinyoga is the Shanti Vinyoga, the Papa Nivarana Vinyoga. Vinyoga means where this mantra is used or employed. Okay. We know, as we are taught by our gurus, the stutis of Vayu and Surya. Through them, the greatness of Vayu and Surya. O Vayu and Savita Devatas, you are there in all these Thavara Jangama beings of this world. And you are there in the external world also as Prakriti to support the entire universe. Okay? You are the one into whom again everything merges back. Such you, please bless me and remove the sins from my life. May I be freed from the papa. So too, so many of things which are produced out of this earth seen by the human being. So too, in the Akasha, the Jala we see which is produced by the Vayu and Savita. So too, nobody who can surpass this both Devatas of Vayu and Surya. Such Vayu and Surya who are supporting the earth, supporting Antariksha, supporting the Swargadi Loka, praying to you, please remove our sins. Then the third mantra, O Savita, people are following the rules imposed by you and also worshipping you. Okay? Because of your awakening only, O Lord Surya, whose another name is Chitrabhanu. Chitrabhanu is also Nakshatra, but Surya ka naam bhi hai. Because of you awakening and start working. Prerita, inspired by you only, all the people get up and do their works. So, O the Lord Vayudeva, you and Surya together are the ones which are sustaining life of all beings. So we know your glory, your presence, your greatness. We are acknowledging it. We are becoming reverential, respectful to you. Thus, we are asking one thing from you. Please free us from all sins by thought, word, as well as deed. Kaya vacha manasa, from our antakarana, the papa should go away. So we know you do that you will remove the papa from us. We also know, you know that all the dushta rakshasas, shatrus, whatever the negative influence they are trying to do on us, you will destroy that also. So too, we know that you empower us with all pushti and tushti. And we also know that again our prayers are answered, that you free us from all sins. So it's a more optimistic prayer, commanding type of prayer. Then in the fifth mantra also the same thing. Savita and Vayu, may they give me all the wealth and the pushti. They may give all the capabilities, capacities in all my three Stula Sukshma Karana Shariras. May they give me the health, the Tejaha in me also, and the Yajamana, whoever is doing this, Savita and Vayu Yukta Sukta Ucharana, and with that the Homa or Havana. So to such both the Devatas, Vayu and Surya, again free us from the Papa. The sixth mantra also, O Savita and Vayu, give us Sumati so that we are protected from our side, ourselves. So to we are offering you this Somarasa in the Yajna as our oblation offering to you. Please take it and be contented, happy and bless us. So to let the whole wealths which are going away from us here and there, let them come to us only. And always see to it that we are intact in our punya and adhyatmikata and we never do any of the papa. So to uh, the Vayu and Savita through these prayers, blessing us and are entered into me in the form of Tejas. Okay, and because of this Tejas provided to me by the Surya and Vayu, that all the noble activities I am doing. Of those Vayu Savita, I am doing this Stotra with an intention prayers that they eliminate all the negative impurities from me. Only positive purities of thoughts, words, and deeds should be in my life. This is the Vayu Surya Suktam from Atharvana Veda for Samrakshanam, for the empowerment, most importantly for removing all the Dushkruti and Papa. And first Papa definition is giving dukkha to others. Papaya parapedana. Spiritual Papa is everything and anything we do, kaya vacha manasa, in which Paramatma is not Lakshya. That is definition of sin for us. Because that will only take us to those worlds which are endful. And we are denied of Paramatma. हर पल जिसमें तत्व का लक्ष्य हमने नहीं रखा, हम पाप ही कर रहे. Because we are doing some other thing which are going to give us results which are endful, which are dukkha yukta. That's why whichever gives dukkha, that's called as papa. No, I am doing yajnas and upasanas. Yeah, with that you get sarga adiloka, but they also end. In the end, they give dukkha. So anything which gives dukkha is papa. That way we have to define. Okay, like every time, three mantras we'll teach today, four of them tomorrow together. Let us start. Om Atha Atharvana Vayu Savita Suktam Sarva Samrakshanartham Papa Nishkrutyarthancha Om Vayo Savitur Om Vayo Savitur Vidathani Manmahe Vidathani Manmahe Yavatmanvad Vishato Yau Charakshataha Yau Vishwasya Paribhu Babhuvatuhu Tauno Munchatamam Hasaha Tauno Munchatamam Hasaha. There Munchatvam Amhasaha, here Munchatam Amhasaha. Same meaning. One word, little different. Tauno Munchatam Amhasaha. Tauno Munchatam Amhasaha. Munchata means freeing me. Amhasaha means Papa. Amhasa means Papa. Aham also has word that came because of Papa only. Amhasaha Aham. I cannot have an ego other than one with the reality. That Aham Paramatma definition is Nahanyate iti Aham, which never perishes. For Paramatma, the definition of Aham is that which never perishes. Nahanyate. For Jivatma, the definition of Aham is Amhasa Rupam. It is full of Papa. What is the Papa in Ahankara? In being Ahankari itself is a Papa. In having Ahankara itself is Papa. Because you are becoming Dukki by being away from the real nature. That's so. Om Vayo Saviturvidhathani Manmahe Yavatmanvadvishato Yau Charakshataha Yau Vishwasya Paribhuva Bhuvatuhu Tauno Munchatamam Hasaha Vayo Saviturvidhathani Manmahe Yavatmanvadvishato Yau Charakshataha Yau Vishwasya Paribhuva Bhuvatuhu Tano Munchatamam Hasaha. Second mantra. Yayo Sankhyaata Yayo Sankhyaata Varima Parthivaani Varima Parthivaani Yabhyam Rajo Yupitamantarikṣe Yupitamantarikṣe Yayoho Prayam Nanvanashe Kaschana Taunau Munchatamam Hasaha Tauno Munchatamam Hasaha Tauno Munchatamam Hasaha. Twice. Om Yayoho Sankhyaata Varima Parthivaani Yabhyam Rajo Yuvita Mantarikṣe Yupitam Antarikṣe Yayoho Prayam Nanvanashe Kaschana Tauno Munchatamam Hasaha Yayoho Sankhyaata Varima Parthivaani Yabhyam Rajo Yupitam Antarikṣe Yayoho Prayam Nanvanashe Kaschana Tauno Munchatamam Hasaha. One more. Tava व्रते निविशन्ते जनासः तव व्रते निविशन्ते जनासः त्वय्युदिते प्रेरते चित्रभानो त्वय्युदिते प्रेरते चित्रभानो युवं वायो सविता च भुवनानि युवं वायो सविता च भुवनानि रक्षतः रक्षतः तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः तव व्रते निविशन्ते जनासः त्वय्युदिते प्रेरते चित्रभानो युवं वायो सविता च भुवनानि रक्षतः तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः तव व्रते निविशन्ते जनासः त्वय्युदिते प्रेरते चित्रभानो युवं वायो सविता च भुवनानि रक्षतः तौ नो मुञ्चतमं हसः. 3 we have learned, 4 more tomorrow. Then the whole thing 3 or 4 times. Then we have Mitra, Varuna, Dyava, Prithvi, all these expressions of Paramatma Tattva, sustaining the universe in its totality, sustaining every individuality. They are remembered and prayed. Common prayer is Tauno Munchatam Amhasaha. May there not be any negative, sinful, God forgetting thoughts in me, even a moment. Actions in me in a moment. Words through me a moment. What words I am uttering. Only Gita Upasana I have to do vocally. In the mind, always the feeling for the good of everybody, spirituality. So to the Chitta. Buddhi. This is how, let there be no sin in my life, is the prayer. Right, friends? Thank you. In our continuation of our sadhanas, the last but one today, our Rishi Smarana. The two Rishis Jodi, the Asitha and Devalaha. Yesterday we have done the Devala Rishi. Today we do the Asitha Rishi, the Gayatri Mantra. They go together. One way, the Asitha ji is said to be the Guru or even father of this Devala Rishi. So the Asitha Rishi is in the Brahma Manasa Putra Rishi Vamsha. Some places he is told to be belonging to Kashyapa Gotra. So the Parabrahma Paramatma, from him the Paramadeva, from him the Prajapati Vamsha, in that Asita Maharshi, to him the Devala Maharshi. Okay. Then both the Asita and Devala Maharshis in Mahabharata Adi Shastra talked as the Brahma Rishis. Okay. Even Bhagavad Purana talks about them to be the Maharshis. In Vishnu Purana, they are said to be the ones who have taught the Dharmopadesha to the Rajas of their time, which remained as permanent teachings. Asita Rishi. Gita we have already quoted. And then Ahustvam Rishya Sarve Devarshir Naradastata Asito Devalo Vyasaha Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. So this Asita Rishi has realized the Brahman that's indicated through that shloka. So Brahmagnani, Dharma Shastra Pracharaka, the one who taught to the Rajarshis the Dharma, Mahavishnu Bhakta, Mahataponithi, Veda Dharma Parirakshakaha. These are all the great qualities of our Asita Rishi. The writings of him are the Asita Smriti is the one which he has given us. Of it, some references we find here and there. The original text is lupta now; it is not seen. Sometime in future, when that those jivas come who deserve, then that surfaces, and these things which are prevalent now, they get subsided. ऐसे जगह समय में बदलता रहता है. The rishis who come taking avatara, they also keep changing. The shastras which become predominant, that also changes. The type of sadhanas also depending on that period's requirement. कभी तत्वज्ञान, कभी भक्ति, कभी यज्ञ यागा, कभी हवन इत्यादि. Sometime the loka seva. A period of history, 100 years, 200 years, depending on the jivas who have come for their evolution, what's required provides. The Lord provides. So, in his writings, Dharma Sutras, Veda Bodhanas, all of them are there. Like that, that guy, that Asitha Maharshi taught us Satya is Paramadharma, Tapaha is the way for the Jnana. Without Guru Bhakti, the Vidya won't come to us. Bhagavad Bhakti, the Mukti comes to us. Live a life of Dharma always. In this way, we are taught by him. Such Asita Rishi Smarana gives us Tapobala, gives us Jnana Vriddhi, helps us in Dharma Nishtha, invokes for us the Guru Kripa. Finally, the Adhyatmika, Ekagrata, Prayatna and Siddhi. These are how the Rishi Smaranas bless us. That's why we have taken up. Okay. Here also, the Taponishtaya Vidmahe, then Taponishtaya Vidmahe, Dharmopadeshakaya Dhimahi. Okay. Tanno Asita Maharshi Prachodayat. Taponishtaya Dharmopadeshakaya. He is also Vishnu Bhakta and all. Taponishtaya. He was a Mahatapasvi. Taponishtaya Vidmahe Dharmopadeshakaya Dhimahi. Taponishta Dharmopadeshaka. Remember. Om Parabrahma Paramatma Swarupa Asita Maharshe Namaha. Dhyayami Avayami Stapayami Pujayami. क्षत्र चामरादीन समर्पयामि समस्त शक्त्योपचार भक्त्योपचारादीन समर्पयामि मंत्रेण जपादिना स्तोत्रेण श्लोकादिना तोषयामि नमस्करोमि तव चरणौ शरणागतोऽस्मि प्रार्थयामि मम रक्षां कुरु माम् आत्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कृत्वा अस्मिन् जन्मनि अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सर्वत्र सदा सर्वदा व्याप्त परमात्मानुभवेन मुक्तिं प्रदेहि सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः अपि शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलं कृत्वा संरक्षणाभिवृद्धिं विश्वव्याप्तिं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षिः प्रचोदयात्. ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षि प्रचोदयात्। ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षि प्रचोदयात्। ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षि प्रचोदयात्। ओम तपोनिष्ठाय विद्महे धर्मोपदेशकाय धीमहि तन्नो असित महर्षि प्रचोदयात्। ओम असित महर्षि नमः। नमस्करोमि शरणागतोऽस्मि मां रक्षयति आत्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कृत्वा अस्मिन् क्षणे एव परमात्मानुभवेन मुक्तिं प्रदेहि इति प्रार्थयामि। भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्यापि संरक्षणं कुरु इति प्रार्थयामि। ओम असित महर्षे नमः। 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 ओम असित महर्षये नमो नमः. So we have done our Dhyana Purvaka Mantrocharana also. Then what about our last common sense thought today? You know, mhm. Actions, emotions, and thoughts. Only these three, no? Which we can do about that only today's common sense thought. See, first of all, depending on our age, depending on our identity, you know, taking them into consideration. We should know what actions are prohibited. Isn't it? At the age of 90, you cannot run like a sprinter. The body will not cooperate. So many things we cannot do. Again, kaya vacha mansa. Mainly the action aspects. So karma roop mein, depending on our age and identity, what are prohibitory? And suggested with the doctor not to do, etc. And also suggested with the Shastra. इस उम्र में भी ये करते हो लोग जो प्रश्न करते हैं ना हमको, all of those things we have to slowly drop. So too, depending on our age and identity at the karma level, what is sanctioned for us, what we are allowed to do, write a list of them and वो करते जाओ. मैं कौन हूँ, मेरा उम्र क्या है, मुझे नहीं क्या क्या नहीं करना. Know that and drop them. That is exercise continuously. Being aware. Awareness is the first thing in life. In that awareness, what are prohibitory to me, I know I am not doing. And what are compulsory to me at the action level. उस तरह टाइम अपना स्पेंड करना एट दैट ओल्ड एज व्हाट कैन बी डन कर्म क्षेत्र में. सो टू एट द सेकंड लेवल ऑफ आवर इमोशंस है ना, डिपेंडिंग अगेन आवर एज एंड ऑल कैपेसिटीज, our emotional attunement to the divine should go on growing, isn't it? At a certain age when none of the devotional practices are possible, but two things, gratitudes and prayers, कृतज्ञता और प्रार्थना, बस इमोशनली ऑलवेज इन ग्रैटिट्यूड टू द लॉर्ड that you have given me this human life, you allowed me to live for this 60, 70, 80, 90 years. Such wife or husband or children you have given. They're all divine, they're all noble, they're wonderful. Except few, the unfortunate ones. Most of us have all our near and dear ones, wonderful. With them, whatever pain, miseries we have, that is prarabdha. But otherwise, if you see the balance sheet, we are always beneficiaries only in their presence. We are always blessed or taken care, helped, supported. First, one of the things is what? Their presence itself was a support. Otherwise, lonely we could have never lived life. So these people are given to us by the Lord. So you gave me these people. You gave me this job or profession or business. You gave me all these comforts, oh Lord. You gave me the Guru. You are giving me the Shastra Jnana. So in that emotional level, mein, tune to the Lord with gratitudes and also with prayers. And give me health, give me long life, give me the Adhyatmik sadhana and pragati. And bless the world. In that way, there some portion of our day consciously should be spent in that. ये नहीं करेंगे तो चिंता करते रहेंगे हम. We are worried about, and depending on again our situations around. Worry is never justifiable, no? We already seen it at least 3 4 times in our so many years of togetherness. Only two types of worries. One which can be solved. Therefore, solve. Why worry? The other type of worries which cannot be solved. So accept. Why worry? Worry worries us. So to avoid that worry in general and particularly as we grow in age, we have to engage in actions in this way. We have to engage in emotions in this way. The emotion of gratitude to the Lord more than complaints to Him. And also prayers to the Lord more than forgetting Him. With full faith, the prayer should be with full faith. He is listening to my prayers and He is kind enough to answer and He is capable enough to bless me with whatever I am asking. And I should not and I don't ask Him anything which pinches Him, pains Him. मैं तो श्रद्धा भक्ति के लिए मांगता हूं उनसे, और क्या मांग. बल बुद्धि विद्या देहो मही हरो कलेश विकार. क्लेशों को निकालो, विकारों को निकालो. बल दो, बुद्धि दो, विद्या दो, with which I become your own devotee. Isn't it? So at the mind level, at the emotional level, at our convenience में, the कृतज्ञताएं and प्रार्थनाएं, do it. If you can do the physical upasanas, whatever the level, that comes in the physical aspect only, कर सके तो कर. How to spend the time so that we are not only saved from our own mind and outer world, but we are sowing seeds for our better future. This is the topic we are talking. Two things we discussed. Last one is, third one at the intellectual level. Always contemplate on the reality. And tell to oneself, most importantly, that I am studying Upanishads. In Upanishads, the Brahma Vidya is taught. The Brahma Vidya says that everything is Brahman. When everything is Brahman, in that everything I also come. Therefore, I am Brahman. I am not the Dehadi Upadi. This intellectual inquiry, intellectual thinking, आराम से बैठ कर एक जगह, यह नहीं तो चलते चलते अगर वॉकिंग कर रहे हो, in wherever it is possible, intellectually, the tattva jnana thoughts let us entertain. Upanishad told me very categorically, I have studied that. That is authority to me. Then why am I worrying with my identity with all these upadhis? Yet they are very close to me, and they are given to me. They can be utilized in serving the world. That doesn't mean that I need to identify with them. No, I am that is the meaning. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. The highest sadhana at the intellectual level. Everything is Brahman and that Brahman is me. Therefore, I am Brahman. I am not anything else. Tell to yourself. These thoughts that Aham Brahmasmi have to be so many pumped within ourselves that later on, this thought level thing, how to translate into experience, that question or that desire will come. At that time, we become Antarmukhi and Dhyanamagna. And in the Dhyana Ekagrata, every of the Upadi through Sakshi Bhava, we transcend. In whatever the way possible, there are 1,000 ways for meditation. But transcending all of that, that inner Udgit Akshara Rupa Tattva, we can reach out. Therefore, at the outer level, do's and don'ts. At the inner level, emotions of gratitudes and prayers. At the innermost intellectual level, the Shastra Jnana Manana Chintana. And at the Aham level, I am not a pathetic, miserable individual with the Upadhis. I am a happy, universal self, which is taught to me by the Upanishads. I am getting that knowledge. I am strengthening that knowledge. And I am starting and strengthening my practice also. And as the age grows, the body becomes senile, identified with the body. The mind and sense intellect also becomes dull as if. The only way to avoid the dullness of the mind intellect is these emotional gratitudes and namasmarana and prayer to the Lord, etc. Then again and again telling to ourselves, I am the Sakshi Swarupa, Chit Swarupa Tattva, I am not the Upadhi.
ऐसा दिन पूरा स्पेंड करते रहना. And look back. Today is 14th, yesterday 13th, what I have done. Tomorrow 15th will come, then look back. कल क्या किया था, आज क्या मैं improve कर सकता. In this way, action level, emotion level, thought level, identity level, what to do called as sadhana, which saves us. We have just given a hint as an essence of what we are studying every day. The rest is in your hands. Thank you. Om, 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 om. Om, 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 om. Om, 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 om. Purnamadaha. Shruti Matre Namaha. Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. So for all the four activities, you can give half an hour time. Adha ganta do's and don'ts. Adha ganta manasika, कृतज्ञता and upasana. At that time, namasmarana, bhajana, kirtana. The other ganta study of Upanishads, trying to understand. Then half an hour, nahan jivosmi, nahan dehosmi, aham brahmasmi. Is तरह half an hour. In between you give. You may be busy in this or that work or tired or wanting to sleep. You are not well. How the prarabdha is guiding us, we don't know other aspect. Na? That's not in our hands. So many things which are out of our control. We have to listen to our children's comments at one age. जैसे बचपन में वो हमको डांटते थे, तो बूढ़े होते आते ना, then they will डांट to us. We have to receive it. That is the way. And they tell बाबा बाबा मत जाओ इधर आओ. अब करना पड़ता. Because he is wise now. He can guide us better. Nothing wrong in that. That all goes on. But half an hour के हिसाब से any time you can have these doses. One dose सुबह उठते ही, सेकंड डोज नाश्ते के बाद, थर्ड डोज लंच के बाद, एक और डोज डिनर के बाद. हाफ एन आवर, हाफ एन आवर, हाफ एन आवर. You plan out. इस तरह thinking, understanding, taking up the responsibility of doing things, actually doing them, gives us so much of joy, contentment. क्योंकि जब करते रहते हैं ना, हमारे अंदर कुछ जी जान है, it becomes happy. One of the causes of our misery is we are not performing, we are lazy. वो दिखता नहीं है, but we are miserable, non perform. So when you perform with right understanding the right things, there is a fulfillment satisfaction. And these being spiritual sadhanas, their outcome is greater and greater only. And that should become a habit to us. So that when we born again, if we have not realized in this very life, born again, all the jamela of struggling with our upadhis to do sadhana should not be there. Right from beginning, all our upadhis are conducive, situations are conducive by God's grace because we prayed. And the beginning onwards only sadhana vigorously happening. And a very young age we have realized ourselves, the whole life like the great Mahatmas of any period of history served the world. We also फिक्स्ड होना इन चीजों में, इसमें और भी क्यों डाउट है. What a funny thing that after listening to Upanishad still we have doubts regarding it and we are fixed still in the samsara. No more that thing. We have to come out of those things. Fix ourselves in these positive sadhanas. Today's common sense thought is this. Thank you. Om Purnamadaha. Dhanyavad. Now, Gita पढ़ना है तो आ जाओ.